Hello, y'all. How is it going? It is Saturday, September 28th, and for maybe a lot of people right now, it is morning, but, I'm in Japan, so it's evening. It's 10 p.m. here. I've been on vacation on this big old Japan trip for a week now. And folks, I am, it's been a while since the last Mario Maker viewer level stream, like 2 weeks at this point. Let me tell you what the plan is for tonight. The plan is for tonight for me to play some viewer levels from the folks at home. You can't see it because it's from the YouTube side, but there is one in the queue right now. Hopefully, we'll get a bunch more. This is an unusual time for me to be doing a stream. I understand if the normal crowd who usually show up at, Friday nights doesn't really wake up early on Saturdays to watch Mario Maker, but we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna play the levels. It's gonna be fun. If it is only Myru, you will get a hell of a deal, Myru, I will say. We're gonna play the levels. Also, I'm gonna go through some photos I have taken from Japan and sort of use that as a framing device to talk through the last week and everything I saw. Been seeing whatever. Also, I will say I did a stream last week. Right after landing, like literally on a day where I had been up for literally 24 hours, I did a test stream, discussed that first day, that day of travel. I'd like to do a little bit of follow-up on that, just to touch base on like a couple of things that I realized after that I completely blanked on mentioning. Like, oh, I got in-flight Wi-Fi, and that was a thing. That was helpful, except when it stopped working midway over the Atlantic. That was fun. I didn't mention that the plug in the seat in front of me was broken, so I had to, go oh my god, my laptop is dying, midway through the 13-hour flight. And I had to go hey, you, person in front of me, I see that the plug on the chairs in front have a light. And I had the person in front of me, plug that into the thing in front. I lost an earbud plug on the plane, and also I had a theory about, jet lag, insofar as, I thought the way it might work is because I'm a night owl, I tend to stay up until, 4 a.m. sometimes on weekends, especially, and sleep in until, 5. I thought going from, 5 a.m. being 5 a.m. to being 7 p.m. Wait. I thought that would make the time zone jump easier, and I think it did. I've really not had that much trouble with time zones. I've been going around, sleeping in a normal time, waking up at a normal time, mostly. I woke up at 6 or 7 a.m. on the first couple days, but recently, I can sleep till 8:30 now. Pretty good. Yeah, I know, right? Let's, get that out of there. Hello, Niggle Jiggle, how you doing? Thank you for the level. Anyway, that's just a little bit of follow-up. Good, we got some levels in the queue from the YouTube side especially. Let's, before we get going, though, I also want to say this. I want to do one bit. I want to go over the basics. This is time for a little bit of... Let's just summarize this last week, and I thought the lens through which I could do that would be, food. I'm just gonna run through all the meals I had really quickly. So, first off, breakfast. Always a breakfast buffet. Every day, breakfast buffet. That's pretty straightforward. Second off, I tried melon bread for the first time. I found a melon bread place that had, ice cream in there. It was really good. It tasted sort of like a doughy waffle, is how I would describe it. Pretty cool. Went to the Stamina Don place and had a Stamina Don, which I really enjoyed last time, but this time it just didn't hit as hard. Also, it looks completely different now that once I saw it, right? But, the Stamina Don I had last time, 6 years ago, made me a believer in rice dishes. And, you know, insofar as like, oh, I can finish a rice dish. This rice is delicious. I'm eating it. It's all covered in like onion stuff and sauce and shit. And this is delicious meat sauce. And this was just not doing it for me. This is all day one, by the way. I saw I'm realizing I'm not, like, saying the locations that I did. This was Harajuku. I went to Harajuku on day one. Then, after that, went down to, this place in Shinjuku. And then went to Odaiba to... Wait, these... Yeah, okay, I'm mixing up the order here. Okay, went down to Odaiba, saw some cotton candy, didn't have any, but probably should have done. Then had, after doing a bunch of stuff in Odaiba, which has the Gundam place, by the way, I went back to Shinjuku and had a nice, dinner of, like, grilled stuff. Look at that. Fun, just normal stuff. I was saying after that day, I had some weird stuff. I was like, okay, just give me something that's like meat and vegetables and grill it. And then I ordered like pig entrails, grilled to perfection. They're like various types of pig byproduct, like the skin and the cartilage and shit like that. It's pretty good. Went to a maid cafe. I don't get maid cafes. This was in Akihabara. I went to Akihabara on day 2. Really fun. Looked at a lot of cool stuff. Don't really get them. Maybe I was just, like, too tired to, like, really interact with the maids who don't speak the language I do. You know, it's a whole thing. But had curry for the first time, maybe? And it was alright. Kind of reminded me of, like... What was the thing? Like, bean dip was my, touch point. I don't know. Sort of like bean dip. There's also, like, a curry smell that I've noticed since I had it. Like, oh yeah, some places really smell of curry. Had some ice cream at the Tokyo Tower. Had a whole expedition where I went up to Tokyo Tower. That was a whole big deal. I, realized around this point that I couldn't get any money out of any ATM other than a post office. And that was a whole big panic on day 2, but fortunately, that was a thing that was resolved in time. Because I had no money, I had to buy some, like, convenience store meals, which I've heard are good. These were just like, yeah, it's like rice and meat. Rice and meat, yeah, rice and meat. Kind of tasted like sadness. Day after, I went up to a mountain called Mount Takao. This would be day 3, I think. And you can see there, I had a nice, like, donut with custard in it. Delicious. The custard was so cold. And then that's weirdly framed. I went to this restaurant that was, like, looking out towards the mountain that I would climb. Or take the, you know, the chairlift up the mountain. I had some delicious tempura while I, waited. How did this many photos of that get into the slideshow? I need to choose. How did that get in there? I went to a place called Nanako Market and saw a bunch of anime stuff. There's a lot of anime images. I thought it was funny that this dude got a figurine from My Hero. Had some very delicious ramen from a place called and gyoza and rice from a place called Kamakura Noodles. Nanako Market was pretty cool, I'll say. What the fuck is this? Oh, this is from Disney. I went to DisneySea, and I went to their Mexican restaurant, and this is Mexican, I guess. This is that's rice wrapped in that's rice with bacon kind of wrapped around it. Sounds better than it tasted. It wasn't great, I'll say. French fries with no ketchup, and avocado dip nachos, which, yeah, sure, I don't mind nachos. You can see there, it's not really like, you can't really see the rice inside. Kind of weird. Then I went to this, God, what was the fuck? It was like hoo-hoos, it was like meat plus some weird spice. What does it say there? Carmenon? Carmenon, the picture ended up blurry. I'll say, I bit into this and it was so nasty I had to go like, I gotta bin this. nasty spice. I don't know. Then I went and had a bunch of Chinese food at the Chinese restaurant there at the DisneySea. DisneySea is great. I will talk about that later. That's like, chicken. Can't go wrong with chicken. There was this weird Chinese bun. It didn't have anything between it, so it just was like bread. But I realized later there were like condiments. Maybe I was supposed to put the condiments on there. I don't know. And then I tried dim sums for the first time. Dim sims? They were kind of alright, kind of interesting. I wouldn't call them good, but how the fuck did Game Boy Advance get in there? I went to the zoo on the day after the theme park. And then I went to a nice marketplace, and then I went to an egg store, an egg restaurant where, like, we're just gonna go through these real fast, but they had like 12 different kinds of eggs, and with all sorts of descriptions. And I got a egg and rice where I just put one of these weird things in there. I know, right? We'll get to it, Niggle Jiggle. And also I had some lovely oyakodon. Oh, and some egg pudding. How the fuck did that get in there? I went to Ichiran that night after a whole bunch of relaxation after all that running around. Oh, also I went to the Imperial Grounds East Garden. And then I sat down for a while and then went out to Shinjuku and Shibuya and had the best ramen in the thing. You can see there. There's some of the best ramen. Lovely. And then next day, I took a train out to Sapporo. This is like yesterday. I had terrible, like, train bento. It's called an ekiben. It wasn't very good. It was chicken and bad rice. And then after, I went out to the sushi restaurant at night, wherein it turns out they were only doing takeaway, so I took some and had them at home. I'll say I kind of think that American rice sushi is kind of the best way to do it, where you get like a cucumber roll and you add stuff to it. A rainbow roll, that's my favorite, but this is alright, I don't know. Yes, today, we're to today now, I went to this, so today, Sapporo, did a bunch of Sapporo stuff, did a ton of Sapporo stuff, went to the nice park, nice tower, tried to go to the mountain was closed, went to this kitschy little place with all sorts of weird buildings, and ate this nice crepe, which turned out to be kind of like whipped cream with fruity bits in it, which kind of surprised me. It was okay. Then I went out to Otoro, which is a really cool port town, had some delicious looking seafood ramen. Don't have seafood that much, but it was pretty good. And then had this ridiculous ice cream. Went to the beer museum, checked that out. I had time. And, yeah, it was ridiculous, this ice cream. Went to the beer museum, and then went to this whole fair thing that was going on outside. There's this whole garden area, right? And it's just filled with stalls and stuff right now. I had some fried potatoes. I had some, you can see what they look like inside there. I had some potato, or like cheese. It's potatoes, but with the consistency of cheese. I'm seeing something of a encoding issue. Did anyone see that? Whatever, let's just keep going. And also I had some, like, really deep-fried karaage, which chicken, yeah, it's chicken, actually. It was, like, fried, but it tasted like karaage, even though it wasn't the typical karaage. And some quail eggs, which were a little bit weird. And that about brings us up to present. Okay, how long was that particular part of me talking about all that? Maybe 10 minutes? I don't know. Yeah, okay. Let's start these viewer levels, how about? I understand we've been talking for a while here. We should get into this. Okay, we got the first code up. Let's make it all nice and full. Okay, and now that we've gone through that, will there be any more talk of all this crap? Yes, between levels mostly, and we'll talk like one topic at a time. Was getting all the food out of the way a good idea or not? I don't know. It kind of gives you a good framework for all the discussions that are to come. I hope I mentioned everything that wasn't represented by a food item, if we're just doing that as a summary. Okay, shit, let's go. Let's do this. Viewer levels. Mario Maker 2 viewer levels. That's the plan here for tonight. And, we're gonna do them. Now, given this is a special stream and I don't want necessarily to last too long, I was thinking maybe we start out in the lightning round, but give everyone bonus heads. Bonus heads. What the fuck? Why are my bonus heads all wrong? Bonus heads are on the fritz. Right, the bonus heads would be weird. Fuck. Okay, never mind. The bonus heads are broken. This laptop does weird things in OBS with how it arranges slideshows. You have to, like, manually arrange them. It's a whole thing. Fuck. Okay. Well, we'll just go with the regular amount then. Sorry about the bonus heads. You know what? We'll do the bonus heads. They'll just be chaotic tonight. They'll be not matching. That's fine. Let me also put that where it needs to go. That other bonus head. Oh, great. That's good enough. Let me see if this is all working. Okay, some of them are misplaced. Let me fix some more. Okay. The extensions need to be moved down here as well. Oh, they're all out of order too. Yeah, no, this isn't gonna work. No, these if they're in the wrong order, they're just gonna overlap sometimes. That's I mean, we could re-randomize if we end up with something invalid. Bah. Let's just go. Okay. Let me enter in this code and then we'll go. For those who don't know how this works, let me explain. When your level comes up, I will confirm that you're here, and then we'll do it lightning round style. Let's say, first submitter, I think gets a pass, given that I have been talking for a good long while, but after that, typically, we just, you know, rules apply. And if you're not here, we still play the level, but we do so in very nearly but not quite sudden death. That needs to be fixed as well. Yay. Don't worry, I see ya. You're good, I'm just fixing that. Wow, this is, a whole thing, huh?
Oh, no.
Let's not count. You know what? Let's, we gotta do this proper. Gotta do this proper. What is going on here?
Oh, no.
I gotta count that. It says it's a speed run. Oh, I see, I got it, okay. We gotta jump, and then the third jump we go over. And then we gotta do a spin jump. Okay. We're learning here, we're learning.
Oh, no.
Gonna give you a freebie there. Let's...
Oh,
Okay,
no.
count that one. Usually I'd count them all, but it's early to just
Oh, no.
be doing this. Maybe we should do... You know what I'm gonna say? There's not that many levels in queue right now. Let's actually do it normal style. Let's do 12-minute timer. We'll go to lightning round if it gets too busy. How about that? Again, I'm not sure, like, how busy it's going to be at this particular hour. You know, really early in the morning. Different time as my, those who would be here for a, what the fuck? For a Friday stream typically would, go up. So let's just do it. Also, by the way, I can run through... I got some other cards, by the way, just like other non-vacation stuff that's going on. I would like to get this out of the way. I'll say, it's 10 p.m. I do want to end the stream not too late, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the... with how this, going through the whole thing takes. Yeah, let's do a card. Oh boy, that one didn't work, but this one will. Quick fire, so these are to be done quickly. Cedar Point got a new coaster for 2025. Saw that the other day. I thought around the time I landed. I said, oh, that's cool. Apparently it was supposed to go to some Six Flags park, which is pretty weird for a Cedar Point roller coaster, but fuck, that's cool. I think next year sometime I will go to Cedar Point. That is in my plans. Of course, that's nowhere near as complex of a vacation as this one, but, you know, nice to think ahead. UFO 50, been playing that. That's like the main game I've been playing this week, idly when I can. It's on the laptop, so I haven't been able to, like, play it on the go or nothing. What's the deal here? Maybe throw and then land on it? It's good. If you don't know, UFO 50 is sort of a pseudo... It's sort of like a fake game collection where the premise is it's 50 small games that were made just recently, and put out as if they are, you know, games from like the 80s or something, and they all are pretty neat, they all are pretty fleshed out, and it's fun to mess around to discover all the games, and to just go like, oh wow, what's this one's deal? Oh, how does this one work? And they're all really different. There's like a point-and-click adventure game, there's like one that's like reverse Downwell. By the way, the guy that made Downwell involved in this thing, so that makes sense. There's one where every time you do a thing, where you play as a guy, and your three actions are you can sacrifice yourself to make a platform, to stick yourself into a wall, or blow up and destroy a wall or an enemy. And you're trying to get through the level whilst keeping your stock of dudes all up and good, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of games in there that are great and worth checking out, and I think it is one of the best games of the year, I would hazard to say. Not every game hits, but the ones that do are really cool, and I'll say I would love to do a stream of that once I'm back in the States. Started Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. That came out yesterday. Didn't realize it came out on Thursday and not Friday. That was really handy insofar as I was able to play it for the entire Friday. It actually came out 2 days ago, I guess. I was able to play it for like the entire bullet train ride, Shinkansen ride, and also the other train ride. I was on trains for like 8 hours yesterday, by the way. Exhausting, exhausting. I was able to play it for a good amount of that trip. I say a good amount, just a little bit. I've gotten to the second dungeon, which I think you have an either-or choice, so I'll say I went with the desert. I'm just about to do that now. Pretty cool. It's fun to like, figure out how to get through the spaces using the items you have. And it seems to be giving me items at a pretty fast rate. I'm pretty pleased so far with that I've played. It's not like lighting the world on fire or nothing, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. I'll say I'm not sure if it's like bring my Switch around Japan with me, you know, like while I'm sightseeing and stuff, good. But it's like, yeah, man, once I'm back in the hotel, shit, I'll pull that up and play like an hour or so before bed. That seems like a good idea for like tomorrow and crap. I will say I have some big day trips planned for tomorrow. I'm going out to like a onsen that's like an hour out of town. And it's probably going to take me like a few hours to get back once I get off that bus. But I think it'd be cool to bring the Switch with me and play it on the way back. That sounds like a good idea, actually. Echoes of Wisdom, too soon to say. I watched the first episode of one new anime. Oh, I didn't adjust the the size of that. Whoops. This is the new anime thing that I do, where I have an image that represents each new anime that I watch. I'm gonna size that up accordingly to be the right size in the future. Can I do that from here, or is that no go? Oh, I can do that from here. Good, okay. It was called Loner Life in Another World. It was sort of a loner it's a loner isekai, and he gets a bunch of weird skills that turn out to be good. It's kind of boring. And I stopped watching it halfway through. And there we go. That's all we need to say about that. Not a winner. I'll say I haven't finished any anime. I've been too busy with the trip and all that to watch as much anime as I usually do. And I started to think like, maybe just wait and hold off on all the ones that are like final episodes and stuff, and wait until I'm back abroad, back at home, and just relax and crap. I got some Japanese candy I need to try. That's what the last card says. Ugh. I got a bunch of candy from the Don Quixote. I really need to try it, such that I don't have to bring it on a plane in 2 days when I leave Sapporo. I really need to try these things. I think I'll open them as we go through the stream. Here's Choco Baby. It looks like it's just like chocolate pebbles. This has to be good, right? I need to eat this or dump it, because I'm pretty sure I can't fit it in my luggage to go on this plane. They look like, I don't know if you can see these, but they kind of look like hamster pellets. I've had worse.
Oh no!
Tastes like chocolate once you chew them a little bit. We'll try out more of those maybe as we go on.
Oh no!
Need to make sure not to get too much. I'll say, as I was traveling to Sapporo, I didn't have room for it in my bag, so I just sort of like put the plastic bag around the outside of my backpack and just had it like dangling off the whole trip. Was not pretty, and I was definitely really worried about like the whole bag falling apart or the plastic bag breaking,
Oh no!
spilling candy all over. Gotta shit or get off the pot here. Really would have liked to eaten it back in Tokyo, but things got hairy. That's everything I wanted to say as far as off-topic stuff goes, so rest of the stream we'll focus on the good bits.
Oh no! Oh no!
I am also tired of playing this level. How about after this we go into the lightning round, whatever. We'll make it work.
No.
If you know, we'll do the thing that we once did. If there's none, we'll show off some of mine. Or if we fail a level and there's only one person, we'll go back and forth between my level and theirs. Again, I'll say this is a odd time for a stream. For a viewer level stream. Usually I have these in the nighttime.
Oh no!
I assume the Twitch stream is okay. The audio's good, all that.
Oh no!
How get 5k plays? What, me? Make good levels, get them around. Do I have 5k plays? I probably do.
Oh no!
I mean, I think I have more than that amount of likes. So I definitely have that amount of plays. I'll say I don't really look at plays on levels so much. I look at I look at likes. Free clear to Switch.
Oh no!
Yeah, I don't follow my woo.
Oh.
Okay. That time we didn't even grab it.
Oh no!
Timer's up. Now, which means it's time for 5 last tries. Let's, this is how it works. If the timer runs out, we do 5 last tries. And,
Oh no!
how about after this we just go to lightning round? I don't have the energy to do 12 minutes of a hard level. I'll be honest. It's been a long week.
Oh no!
Let's just keep things moving from the start, and we'll improvise as needed to keep a supply of levels. Y'all can also just keep on submitting,
Oh no!
keep on going. If you keep on putting yourself back in after I
Oh,
whatever
no.
happens, that's fine. Okay. Cool, we didn't clear that level, so I'm gonna hit dismiss. And I'm going to dismiss the level. And bring up the next one by Niggle Jiggle. Also, let me go ahead and let me we'll tell you. Yeah, let's start into the lightning round. I don't have energy to lightning round. Here we go. I don't have energy to do like a whole thing. Okay. Lightning round. Here we go, folks. Also, I'm gonna start talking about the trip now as I go. I was thinking sort of having the timestamps be like rough categories, so like regular Tokyo stuff. There'll be a timestamp for like DisneySea when we get to that, and then like Sapporo in general. That'll be where the timestamps will be on the old VOD once that goes up on YouTube in time. But let's just start in on this lightning round and basic Tokyo stuff. I feel like with this amount of levels in the queue, I'm gonna give I'm gonna give Jiggle this, and we'll do the regular amount of lives, how about? Also, like I said, the bonus heads are on the fritz, keep that in mind. What are you gonna do? Okay. A new beginning, 500 seconds. What does that mean? Let's find out what that means, and we'll start going through the old photos there in a minute. Nah, just you. We'll see what happens. I mean, usually things get pretty packed, but
Oh no!
things get pretty packed usually, but like I said, it's an unusual time. It's earlier than I typically do a stream. I can understand why the people who usually show up at 6 p.m. on Fridays aren't around 8 a.m. on Saturday. That seems like a tough road to hoe.
Oh no!
I completely understand that. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. Night is young. The morning is young, I guess, in America. What have you. Ah,
Oh no!
I forgot you can't throw upwards in this game style. Been a minute since I played Mario Maker, you know? What are you gonna do? Ah,
Oh,
damn it.
no.
Well, we ran out of lives, and there's no one yet in the thing. So what should we do? I mean, I can just pull up my earliest course and we'll do that, and if we want to go back to that one after, that makes sense. The lightning round has to mean something. Also, lightning round has to mean something. I'll make this miniature for now. Hey, Tylution. Japan's going good. I was about to start the old slideshow situation here. That's the wrong one. Here we go. So, start things off. First day of Japan. First proper day after the travel day. Going to Shibuya. I really like Shibuya. There's a really cool, shopping street there. Hey, we're starting to get some more people submitting levels. Very good. Love to see it. There's a really cool shopping district there. I'm going to, tell you what, Jiggle, I'm going to dismiss that level. Hang on. You know what? We now got another level. We should do that one instead. So let's do that. Okay. Full-sized queue. Dismiss. And you can resubmit. You can resubmit, my man. TOS is up next. Perfect. Okay. First day I went to Shibuya right off the bat, and I'll say I really didn't realize something very simple, which is that Shibuya is a night district. It's really only anything at night. There's not that many people around at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and also nothing is open, so that's kind of a waste that first morning. But I'll say eventually did go back to it and had a good time there. I did see an IKEA, which was fascinating. An IKEA in Japan in Shibuya. That's surprised me. I'll say if it was open, I probably would have gone there, but it wasn't, so I didn't. Instead, I went to. Why isn't my controller working? There we go. I went to Harajuku, which will be the next conversation, next topic. Maybe we'll discuss, like, between this level and the next one. I really haven't figured out how I'm going to pace out these topics, how to naturally segue from talking about a photo to being like, okay, let's play the level. But yeah, that first Shibuya trip, you know, I loved Shibuya the first time, so I figured like, oh yeah, I gotta start with my favorite, but again, just not open during the daytime. Everything opens at like 10 there, minimum. Including the IKEA. The IKEA opens at like 10. I'm kind of glad I didn't go to the IKEA, honestly, just because, like, look, it's just gonna be an IKEA, right? Well, this is some sort of music level. Very nice. It's just gonna be an IKEA. What the fuck? Why do I feel like there'll be any novelty there? I mean, I'm kind of curious to see if they have the Swedish meatballs, normal style, or if they're doing something different, but who can say? This song. Where's that from? Unfounded Revenge Smashing Song. Oh, it's from Smash Brothers? It's from Mother. It's from Mother 3. Fuck. Kinda weird how you have to slow down a little bit to make it work right, but go figure. Love Mother 3, by the way. Didn't slow down, but it almost worked. Love Mother 3. We're all out of tries, lightning round style being what it is, but we don't have another level, so tell you what, we'll do something else. The lightning round has to count for something, but there's nothing saying it has to be like that level. Let's instead switch to a different level by the same person, and that's how we'll do it. Instead of like showing off my own levels. That's cleaner. That's cleaner. Okay. We'll try the second latest from TOS. How about that? Does that sound good, TOS? And before we'll do some photos real fast. Harajuku. So Harajuku's like the fashion capital of Japan, or it's like a really fashionable area. And I went there sort of thinking like I would do that crap, but instead, when I went there, I instead went the other way from the station and found this weirdly, hugely forested area behind this gate, and went through this beautiful little forest and found this like shrine garden that was just full of absolutely beautiful things and tea houses and Mother Nature and crap. And I just spent like a good half hour roaming around there, looking at all the stuff, getting some amazing pictures, and then went to a pretty cool big shrine. Again, this is in the right smack dab in the middle of the biggest city in Japan, the densest city, the most urbanized city, just like a massive forest with beautiful scenery. My God, I didn't go there last time. Didn't go here last time. I went just to the regular part of Harajuku, which, you know, is just like cool fashion and stuff. You can see there shirts that say Onigiri on it, and cool cafes and things of that nature, and whatever the fuck that is. But I was really delighted to find out that they have like really delighted to find out that there's also like a huge botanical garden type situation over there. Like, shit, man. And it's cool in a way of just like, yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautifully like maintained, beautifully considered, but we can't jump on that guy. Beautifully maintained, beautifully put together, and just lovely to look at. That garden was a fucking great time. I'm surprised I didn't put the gates in the thing. Should have had the gates in there. I thought I put the gates. There was like a really cool like you know, Torii Gate type situation at the entrance. Surprised that wasn't in the slideshow. That should have been there. Might have, slipped up there. Whatever, doesn't matter. You get the idea. It was really nice. And then I went and saw a bunch of wacky, fashionable crap. This is cool. This is like a boss rush gauntlet where you get a choice of power-ups. Maybe should have went with the fire flower. That would help me, like, do these fights faster. Whereas, like, the cape, more of a safety. Not sure. Ooh! How about another set of cards? Let's just keep moving. Places to be. Hey. Here's another set of cards real fast, and we'll talk about the next thing. Went to Odaiba, which is like a artificial island that's really cool. Got a bunch of, like, really cool buildings on it. Like, you know, there was this building. And then, oh yeah, there's the giant Gundam. Gigantic Gundam. Didn't see that last time I was in Japan. I went to Odaiba, but it was really raining, and it was really miserable and wet. I'll say, by the way, this week has been a little bit rainy, but not that bad, honestly. Like, it's been drizzling at worst. And, you know, the Harajuku stuff I just showed, it was raining during all that, and it kind of made it look a little more atmospheric, actually. If we look at that crap again real fast, which I'm not going to do. Giant mech, really cool. Looked around the store, saw like an anchor store, and yeah, cool building stuff. We'll talk more about Odaiba after like another boss, let's say. Odaiba's really cool. It was really cool to run around, and I'll say, like, the way it worked out is that, this was Sunday, right? Turns out, if you go to the Gundam store on Sunday, you have to, like, do a, you have to, like, take a ticket and come back when the time indicates. It's like a, have you ever been to, like, Disney, where have you ever been to Disney and you know, they give you a return ticket, and they say, come back at this time? It's like that. I was kind of worried at first because I thought, like, oh crap, is this like some sort of weird event? And it's like, no, it's just Sunday. It's just Sunday. That was something I really stressed over for like a minute until I realized, like, oh, okay. I could have planned this better. But, whatever, I wanted to see Odaiba. And, it worked out good. Wasn't a big deal to spend a couple of hours in Odaiba hanging out and crap. Nice! We did it! Good shit. Nice level TOS. Again, there's no one in the queue other than you, so I'm just going to hit, complete. And we'll do another one. We'll in fact return to Unfounded Revenge, the smashing song, after I show a few more photos. So yeah, so spent some time there. I went up to this funny building that had like a observatory where you could see like a nice view of the city. This building right here. This is the view I had. Nice view of the bay. You can see it's sort of a funny building. It has like sort of the insides are like hollowed out. Then I went down to the shoreline. Here's another view of that building. Past the Statue of Liberty that they got there. You can see there that the observatory is like circular and sort of hanging on in like a weird setup. It's funny. I was just looking around trying to spend an hour there. I ended up at a building I had been to before. I went to that same building 6 years ago. Except last time I didn't go up to the observatory. I don't know if I knew it was there, or maybe it wasn't there at the time. I don't know. I just hung out in like the like TV station museum store they got there, which is something, you know, not exactly a huge highlight. Let's give this another go. Then I went back to the... I'll show this again. I went back to the Gundam store, got in there, looked around. It was pretty cool. Lots of Gundams and crap. And left the museum. Tried to go to Teamland Planets. Turns out you need like a reservation to go to that, which I've heard is like a really cool... I've heard that's like a really cool museum where you do a bunch of weird stuff, like you wade in water. You wade in water. And they rent out shorts so that you can do it without getting your pants wet. It's kind of bizarre, but it turns out reservations are a big thing there. And I just was not in the mood to wait around a couple hours. Also, it was really late. Or to return the next day because I had big plans for the next day. I need to slow this down. I need to slow this down. Slow it down. Relax. That was slowed down, but I needed to jump higher than I did. Okay. This time for sure. I'm ruining the song here, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. Wait! That guy's probably easier if you're going... Or I could have slid! I could have slid! I could have slid uphill. I ran out of lives. Again, we'll switch levels again. How's that sound? Get another one from TOS here. Feel free to anyone to submit. Now's a great time to get levels in there. Do another couple of cards here. Went back to Shibuya. It was much cooler at night. You can see there massive crowds. A very famous thing here is the Shibuya Shuffle, the Shibuya Square crossing, where everyone lines up on either side of the streets, and then they all cross at the same time. It's a little bit chaotic. It's very fun. I've heard that Times Square is basically the same idea, so it's, I guess, you know, not like entirely original, but it's very cool, and it's worth standing and doing the gimmick, even if there's like a way of bypassing it by using the underground tunnels, if you like, the subway station. So yeah, went around there, saw the thing, looked around a whole bunch. Ooh, look at that, ReZero poster. Saw a Bochi the Rock Adidas ad. Odd, but okay. Again, Bochi the Rock Adidas. Went to Don Quixote, which, by the way, amazing stores. They're very cool stores. They're very large. They're full of crap. And just like floors and floors of stuff, just aisle to aisle. Sort of like a Costco, but vertical. Something between a Costco and a convenience store, I would say, is the vibe there. There's Shinjuku. Very cool. Saw a bunch of Shinjuku as well. We'll get back to that in a minute. Let's play the level. Shinjuku, separate topic. Shibuya is like really trendy and cool. Shinjuku is a little bit more perverse, I'll say. A little bit more nightclub, a little bit more like red light district. It's pretty clean, honestly. Like, it's very touristy. So there's a limit to how much they can do there. Ooh, there's like, maybe not a limit. Maybe a limit is the wrong word, but it's not like you'll get scammed level, what happens in Shinjuku is just barkers will look at you and they'll see that you're a tourist and they'll say like, hey, we got some girls in this bar over here. You wanna come check it out? And they'll be like, English speakers. They'll be like foreigners themselves, so that they can communicate with us, the tourists, and
Oh no!
say, "What's up? Come on, let's go look at the girls." Which I don't know. I guess that's like a gimmick now.
Oh,
It's like
no.
going to France and seeing a mime, right? It's like, okay, they're not pleasant to be around, but that's sort of what you expect when you come to Shinjuku. I almost wonder if at a certain point, like, they would hesitate to clean them up, or even like make sure that they're out there, just to make sure that, like, oh, tourists can have that quintessential experience of talking to a dude who's just like, hey, pretty girls, let's go. Come with me. They await. Nice! I'll show the rest of those Shinjuku pictures. So, Shinjuku, famously, its main street, has this really iconic archway. I noticed while I was there, like every other street, like adjacent to it, also has some archways, like this one and that one. And, that kind of made me think, like, are they all getting in on it, or what happened there? Right? I don't know. Maybe it's not like that. Maybe they all had them at the same time, but, it's funny to think about as if it was like a trending thing. They all just sort of got in on it. Let's do this. Another 5 tries here. Ah. Cool. That worked! What? Okay, we're getting somewhere here, okay. Ah! My instinct is just to go fast, and those guys. Okay. Wait, I slid! I guess the slide was canceled by the bullet bill pushing me? Wow, okay. Okay, jump on that guy, I guess, and be fast. Ooh. I'll say I was up late yesterday. So I can... It's not like I'm gonna collapse any moment now, but I could use sleep. Quite honestly. Sleep would be nice. But it's no big deal. Here's some more photos. So, after that I went to Akihabara. Big anime town. Lots of anime or otaku stores, which I just gush all over. I love to see them. Though, perhaps, the thing about, like, how prevalent anime is in Japan is weird, because I feel like if it was America, we would have a completely different reaction. If it was just, like, American media being all over our buildings and stuff. Like, I saw this Sonic and Shadow Generations poster, and also, FC25, and thought, like, well, this would be more what I would react if I maybe if I was more jaded, this is how I would react to the anime as well. Just looking at that and going like, yeah, that's just advertisement right there. But I don't know. I'm not really jaded, and I enjoy walking around, looking at all the fun otaku stores, and just seeing things like, oh wow, it's been 5 years since Demon Girl Next Door season 2. It was like a 5-year anniversary thing, and like, oh crap, I love that show. Look at that, they're playing it on the TV, and they got merchandise. And I saw a lot of anime figurines, and took a lot of pictures. There was a lot of quintuplets, a lot of Oshinoko, and basically, whenever I saw something that I hadn't seen before, like an anime figurine I haven't seen before, or a franchise I hadn't seen before, I took a picture. There's Spy X Family. There's Elusive Samurai from this season. Some stuff from this season even, including 2.5D Dimensional Seduction. And look at that in the background. It's what's her name from like 'Tis Time for Torture. Weird pull. The Call of the Night there. We'll take this up. Hey, Bez Wizard, how you doing? Appreciate it. What is going on here? From there, went to the Super Potato, which is like a,
Oh no!
I'll show the Super Potato photos real fast. Went to the Super Potato. It's like a cool, retro game store. Looked around and saw, oh, okay, it's like Japanese versions of these cool games. Here's Complete in Box Banjo-Tooie in Japan. Complete in Box Smash Brothers 64. Pretty cool. And also they had a cool arcade, but with some cool arcade machines that I played. But I don't know. I feel like I had that hyped up a bit. Super Potato. I feel like I did hype it up for myself even this time. What the hell is the deal here? We gotta start thinking. Start thinking and stop dying. Go through the pipe, how about? It's just a used game store that's pretty cool. And a lot of games journalists have talked about it. Here we go, yes, we're surviving now. I remember like Jeff Gerstmann talking a lot about like, oh yeah, it's the place to go in Japan for used games. And they didn't know what they had back in the day, so people would go and they would find all these really rare games for really cheap. And profits. And I don't think that's the case anymore. Get the right Sting Bee? Good idea, but we ran out of lives there. It's alright. I enjoy looking at retro games for a bit. And, honestly, a trip is always... I can only use something that I can look at for 5 minutes, 10 minutes on this here vacation that I'm on. That is always a welcome thing. I think it's not as, like... Maybe also if I knew how much these things are worth, maybe then I would look at that and go like, oh my god, it's Tooie for so cheap, but I don't really care. I don't collect retro games, that way. So, like, yeah, I wouldn't buy it. I have it on the Xbox. Whatever. I have N64 online, and that's pretty good. We have another level now from Bez Wizard. Let's do that. I'm gonna hit Lost for that. Dismiss you, TOS. TOS, feel free to resubmit. And I will, you know how this works. One player, then another player. One viewer, then another viewer. Jesus, it's been 2 weeks since the last time I did viewer levels. I'm a little bit rusty, maybe. Don't mind me. I'm gonna enter in this code. Meanwhile, let me just finish off the Akihabara stuff. I spent like 4 hours in Akihabara, going to anime store after anime store, finding like obscure stuff like Aha Ren. What the fuck was the Aha Ren? Something in Japanese. Aha Ren was a weird slice of life from a couple years ago. There's Oni Mai, I'm Your Sister Now. I found an anime figurine for that. Shangri-La Frontier. Had a bunch. Stardust Telepath. Found some of that. Sasaki and Peeps. Well, okay. Cool shit. I'll say, all this time, while I'm looking at anime figurines, I'm trying to find 100 Girlfriends. And also some other stuff from last year that was really good, like Zama 100. Honestly, Komi Can't Communicate. A couple other franchises, and, you know, there's holes. Those are them. Those are some of them. And if you look at it like that, you'll never be happy, I guess. You know, just like, where's 100 Girlfriends? Where is it? I can't find it. But if you go in with an open mind, just be like, oh, fuck. These are just anime figurines. It's Bochi. Bochi's not that rare. Also, there's boys, by the way. They're not all girls. If you go on with an open mind, you're liable to have a better time. I went to this arcade. It was cool. They had, like, physical Pong. They didn't control very well. There was a Don Quixote in Akihabara. It had, like, anime stuff in it. And very cool. When I was about to leave the anime city, Akihabara, I saw a tower labeled Figure Tower. And I was like, well, I love anime figures, so let me go check out that tower. A lot of good stuff in there. One I will share. They had a figurine for Local Doll, from a character from Local Doll. That's an anime about local idols. I don't think that really set the world on fire, but whatever. Skytree is the next topic. Oh. If it's not clear, I've had a long week, and I've seen a ton. Let's play this level. All bosses in 3D world. It's harder to intersperse a slideshow. Maybe I should have been more selective with these photos, I'll say. I mean, I know, right? Like, I'll say I took a billion fucking pictures of anime figurines. A lot more than I'm even showing. I tried to just show the ones that were like, weird or obscure anime figurines that made me go like, oh, hey! I like it best when they're not in boxes. When they're in boxes, that's less interesting to me, you know what I mean? Like, I see that and I go like, okay, well, I can't see the figurine. I can't take a good picture. But I do still like seeing them, like, for sale. Interesting. So, all 3D World bosses. Is this based on a boss from actual 3D World? That's fascinating if so. POS, by the way, if you want to get back in queue, you're going to have to resubmit. Now that I've gone on to Bez Wizard's stage. Maybe next week should aim to do it later. Aim to do it later next week. Did I modify the schedule? Come to think of it, I don't think I did. I think it still has. Whatever, I can cheekily... I can fix it before I show it. Hopefully I remember. Kind of a lot to set up a stream, I'll say. Been stressed all day about, like, how this was going to go, whether there'd be time to get it all working, and, I think it's working. Fuck. So far, so good. Let's, hope things continue to go smoothly. say that the laptop seems to be choking a little bit. Dropped some frames there. Encoding overload. Hopefully the local recording is fine. What are you gonna do? Need the star. Let's fight these bosses. God, I have a lot of bosses tonight. I suppose that's always true. There's always bosses and boss levels and levels that have bosses in it. Right, use the door. That is not so so unusual. Alright, there we go. We beat the cat Bowser. And there we have it. Thank you for the level, Bez Wizard. I don't see anyone else in queue right just now, so I'm gonna say this level is completed, but let's play another from Bez Wizard, if that sounds good to y'all. Please submit if you have any levels, I'll say. Would love to go back and forth. Maybe it's just too early for the viewer level crowd. Friday night, that's a good time for it. Saturday morning, less good. Should I try to do it like Saturday morning next week? I could try doing it Saturday morning. Or Saturday morning here, Friday evening there. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I get up. Oftentimes, stuff's not really open on that early in the morning anyway, so I could do more stuff in the afternoon that day. I could try doing it at the normal time next week. That would be fine. I'll consider it. I'll consider it. Maybe this like Saturday morning time slot's a little bit awkward. You know, Saturday night here, but there, you know, not so much. We'll play, let's see now. Let's play a nice 1-2, but also, let me go over the Tokyo Tower. Went over the Tokyo Tower, which is a very, very big tower, very, very tall. It's a radio tower, TV tower, and you get some amazing views of the city from there. Now, when I went there, I was a little short on cash, so I decided, I'm going to stop by the ATM. Turns out, my credit card, my debit card, no longer accepted by most ATMs, it turns out, in Japan. Wasn't a problem 6 years ago, is a problem now. Fortunately, the next day I found out that post offices still work, so crisis averted there. I don't know what I would have done if I couldn't have gotten my money. I mean, I got some at the airport, but I didn't know, like, what the fuck happened there. If it was, like, if it was an issue with the bank. I was panicking. But, it's been a while just, like, walking around there, trying to figure out the whole ATM situation, which, admittedly, did let me get some really good photos of the tower itself. Then went to the tower and realized, like, oh, you can get to the tower, you can pay online, so you can just use your debit card, normal style. So that was a real game changer. That was a real lucky save there. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to go out there when I did. Also, there was a Kirby Cafe, which looked pretty good. Didn't go in, obviously, because I was strapped for cash. Also, it was like reservations or something. There was a cool tree inside. And I went up, and there was some really cool views of the city. You can see it's very tall. I went up to the both the 350 meters and 450. I'll say I didn't see much difference between the two, but whatever. They're both very nice. Also, the whole tower was plastered in Pokemon stuff, which in some cases was annoying. Insofar as like, oh, they're on the fucking windows that you want to look out and look at the city through. What the fuck, dudes? But yeah, it was good. Also, there was this bouncy stuff on the top floor where you could just lie on it. It was soft and good, and that was nice. I like soft things to lie upon. Ugh. Let's do this level. Next week we'll I'll try to do something different. This time slot's a little bit slow. Oftentimes on a Friday evening US time zone, the queue is just like 10 deep, you know? It's a problem of wait times. The wait times get really long. I don't know what's going on such that there's absolutely no one on the Twitch side, especially looking for their level played, but maybe just Saturday morning is not the right time. What can you say? What time? So 6 p.m. is when I usually do it. 6 p.m. would be 8 a.m. here. I get up at 8:30, have like breakfast around there. I could maybe do a 10 p.m. stream or 10 a.m. reasonably, assuming my sleep schedule doesn't shift between now and then. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. I mean, I'll say is that it's convenient right now, insofar as this is at the this is Saturday here and in America as well. That's kind of easy to just square in the head, you know? Whereas if it wasn't the same day in America, kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe that's a silly thought. Whenever I do a VOD, it says when it took place, and I don't know how I would date that if it was on one day in Japan and one day in America. I guess I'll probably put in that description, like, Saturday morning here. I could easily just write around that. It's not a big deal. I can just say it's both times. It's simple, actually. There's another one completed. Still no one else in the queue. Feel free to get in there again. Meanwhile, let's continue talking about Japan. Went out to Mount Takao. Beautiful country, beautiful place. It's basically like an hour outside of Tokyo by like express train. Takes a little longer if you get lost. I got a little lost. Took me like 2 hours, but that was fine. I got there around like noon time. Took the chairlift up onto the mountain, which was nice and scenic and pretty chill. You know, it was all like not that far off the ground, and even the places where it went above the ground, there were like a pathway beneath it just in case, I guess. Beautiful sights of mountains. I'll say, I'm from, you know, Plano, Texas, right? Part of Texas where it's called that because of the plain. It's flat. No hills, no mountains, no nothing. All this stuff is completely foreign to me, and my God, it's beautiful. Really enjoyed going up there. There were some monkeys. Here's a bunch of pictures of monkeys. And cool gates and stuff. There were a bunch of stairs that were hard to get up. Another mountain view there. Cool shrine, and yeah, just basically like a 90-minute hike from the like 450-meter point up to like the 600-meter point, which took me a good long mile. I was very tired by the end, and It was worth it though. Really amazing vista from the top there. And yeah, came on down, saw some more vistas on the way. Cable car was very scenic on the way down, let me tell you. More scenic than on the way up. I went to that mountain, Mount Takao, 6 years ago. Didn't get up all the way up that time, and been looking forward to, having another go at it. I'll say I'm 99% sure I would not have been able to do that from the start. You know what I mean? Going from the start of the mountain. I wouldn't have been able to do that from the start of the mountain. If I hadn't started like 75% of the way up, I'm sure I wouldn't be able to manage that quite as well as I did, but I still feel good about getting most of the way up that mountain and reaching the top one way or the other, even if I did ride most of the way up there. I think that is still a good thing. And I'll say, past the point where I got to last time, like 6 years ago, there was like a good 30 minutes. A good 30 minutes to get to the top, so it was... I was pretty far last time from getting up there, so I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. Last time I was with family. I wasn't for most of the trip, but for that Mount Takao day, my sister was in the country, and she joined me for the last, couple days of my trip, which was fun, and, they were like, hey, we can't spend all day in the mountain, we should turn back, and, I conceded to that. I think last time I would have continued and got up to the top if I had been alone. I think I was feeling better generally last time than I was this time. It was at the end of the trip last time rather than near the start. I'll also say, by the way, all these plans were shifted around a bit as, weather conditions changed. Initially, I thought I would go to Takao on day 2, but instead went on day 3. It's the whole thing. These are cool boss fights. Nice work, Bez Wizard. They're well put together. They have a lot of thought put into them. A+. Here we go. There we go, another one done. Hey, anyone who else wants to get in there, now's a fantastic time. Everyone's sleeping. That's the problem right now. I feel like this is as late as I can go and start a stream and still be coherent by the end of it. But yeah, I'll try to do something in the morning next time. And I think maybe for the final stream of travel stuff, maybe I'll just do it from America, after I complete the flight back. I'm thinking let's move that around. Let's try doing that on once I get home and let myself have a full day in Hakone without worrying about streaming. That seems like a good idea. Hakone, I'm going to be traveling that morning, so I won't be able to do it until nighttime, and also, that's my one night in Hakone, which, truth be told, I was thinking about from the start, is that a good use of time? Whatever. I don't know. But now that I think about it, I've been thinking about it. I've been going back and forth, and I would like to, have the last week be covered in a fashion similar to this, but maybe not on the actual day. Maybe not from the actual hotel. Maybe that would be a good idea. Can I do it like once I land back in America? Will I be coherent? Will I be super jet lagged? Probably will be super jet lagged. But doesn't that make it better, though, if I'm super out of it and just struggling to do the stream? I mean, there's like a interesting element to that. I mean, once I land, I need to force myself to be awake. So being on stream is a good way of doing it, I suppose. Went to the onsen after that. There's a really cool onsen in Mount Takao, which I went to last time and really enjoyed. I can't show you the onsen, like the inside, because, you know, it's a hot spring. You go in there, you take all your clothes off, and you hang out in, like, various hot baths. They had, like, a bunch of them. They had, like, one that was really hot, one that was less hot. They had, like, a carbonated bath, one with, like, tea. There was a cedar bath, and there was a cold bath, and I just had a good time, enjoying all of those. There's, like, an ad for that onsen that I saw on the station that includes a bunch of those various hot springs. It's a cool place, and I definitely want to go to more hot springs like it. I got a plan. Tomorrow, I'm going on a little bit of a day trip. Don't play Boss Rush 1? Okay, you got it, Bez Wizard. Going on a day trip tomorrow. Going out to, tomorrow, I'm going out to a hot spring that's like, it's not Noboribetsu or Lake Toya. I decided that both of those were too far to get to in a single day. And also, I'd like to see the Ainu Museum, so, you know, that's on my agenda for tomorrow. But it's basically in the middle of the mountains, and it's supposed to be really beautiful. And I'm going out there, and hopefully it'll be as cool as Mount Takao's onsen. Hello, Azuki. You're from France? Hell yeah. It's a good time in France, unlike America, I suppose, where it's really early morning. Right now in Japan, it's 11:30. So, it's a good time for me. How you doing? Would love to get some more levels in here. And some more people submitting. I'm sort of talking through my Japan vacation, which I'm currently in the process of doing, as I play levels. How about Larry's Sandcastle? How about that? If you just want to watch, that's cool too. I'll say, you can always just watch and hear me talk about stuff. But, I would love to have a variety of viewers. You know what I mean? A variety of levels. That's always my preference. I mean, once it's like 10, the queue is like 10, 15 viewers deep, that can be awkward. Usually I stream at a different time. Exclamation point add to add your level, and then the code. Exclamation point add, space, and then the code there. Look at the pinned, Azuki. And that'll get you in queue and make it so that I can put you at the bottom of the screen there. Understand? Onsens are great. I really enjoy just soaking in hot water, and I'll say, like, you know, I have a bathtub at home, but not only does it not have the fancy minerals that onsens are supposed to have, which I don't know if those make a difference, whatever, but also my bath is not deep enough to, like, contain my my stomach, my size. I'm big, I am large, I'm heavy. It's not deep enough so I can be all submerged all at once. And to be in a massive ass hot spring and just, like, soak in there. Let me show you, Azuki. I got you. I can there you go, like this. I'll submit on your behalf for now, but if you submit yourself, feel free to if you submit yourself, I'll pull that entry. There you go. Very good. I love onsens. Going to one tomorrow. Probably gonna see more throughout the rest of the trip. I know that there's something of an onsen in, like, the Fujiku Highland Hotel, or, like, adjacent to it. This hotel that I'm in Sapporo, by the way, also has like a... doesn't have an onsen, it has, like, a bathhouse on the top floor, which is like an onsen, except it's only just hot water, which is still really nice, I'll say. Still really nice to soak in, and, honestly, it feels so good, it doesn't even matter that, like, oh yeah, there's other dudes here, and, you know, their dicks are out, and whatever, doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me none. I am just, it's just, you know, it's a when in Rome situation. Of just like, yeah, no, it's normal here. Just relax and enjoy the hot water. And that's what everyone else is doing too, so it works out lovely. Okay, we completed that level. And also some other ones as well. Bez Wizard, I'm hitting 1. And I'm going to hit next and bring up Azuki's level, which I submit myself. By the way, Bez Wizard, anyone else, feel free to keep on submitting after I hit complete. And, you know, I would love to have 2 viewers at least, and switch back and forth between them. That is how things usually do. That is how it usually works. But, like I said, awkward time slot, I suppose, for a morning stream. Night here, but, like, really early morning where I'm from. And, you know, if you're, like, California time, God, it's like 6 a.m., it's like, well, it's been an hour, it's like 7 a.m. I'm not up at 7 a.m. I would imagine a lot of my viewers are not, either. Certainly not on a Saturday, God forbid. That is the last day. I think next week, let's try doing it where it's the morning here and the night in America. That might work better. I'm just going to put that out here. I'm going to put that out here right now. That sounds like maybe a better plan. As close to the regular time as possible. Okay. Let's do this. And also, I'll finish off that day that I was doing. Went to the Nanako Broadway after, on the way back from the mountain. It was sort of on the way, sort of convenient. Oh, by the way, I wanted to go to the Ghibli Museum, but it turns out the Ghibli Museum is by reservation. And, like, you have to reserve, like, a month out, so that's off the table. Not even... I'm gonna be back in Tokyo, like, at the end of my trip. That's also off the table. That also will not work. It's all... That's just impossible to do on this trip right now. Kind of messed up there, I suppose, but whatever. I'm not really planning this thing out, like, day by day, that far in advance anyway. And also, you know, if I had committed to the Mount Takao day being day 2, and then it was really rainy and miserable on Mount Takao the day I went out there, that wouldn't be good either, so I don't know. You traveled 4 times in Japan? Nice. Hell yeah. So, Nanako Broadway. Whoopsie daisy. I dropped my mouse. Let me, the hotkey for, advancing slides is the same as printing on a thing. You never gone to Hokkaido? That's where I am now. We'll get to that in a while, maybe. We're getting through this. We're getting through this. So up to Nanako Broadway. Sort of, it's in like a small type situation. They have like alleyways that they sort of turn into malls by putting a roof over them. And at the end of this one is another mall that was sort of like otaku flavored. You go in there and there's regular stores, but there's also some anime and otaku stores. Like there was ones that sold like anime art. And things of that nature, as well as, of course, anime figurines, and things that aren't anime, like video games. And that's right, I found a display that was just 100 Smurfs figurines. This is like a 4-story mall, and like half the stores are otaku, like when you get to floor 2, 3, and 4 especially. And a lot of them are done by one company. Like, I'm looking around, and I'm realizing, like, oh, Mandarake. Here's like a Mandarake doll store, a Mandarake Warhammer store, Mandarake selling anime art. This is a Mandarake. It's like a weird retro toy store. There was an antique store. That one wasn't Mandarake, but the game store was. There was a porn store as well. There was a... I forget if the porn store was Mandarake, but they definitely had that. Also, I saw some figurines for the girl I like forgot her glasses, which that's a pull. That about sums up Nanako Broadway. Weird place. Distinct, even as I've seen, like, so many, like, anime figurine stores, right? Insofar as, like, oh wow, it's weirdly specific, the places that, this place goes to, right? Like, what the fuck? Still, just a lot of basic, regular, anime figurines as well, don't be mistaken, but it was really something to walk around there and see, like, and just to realize that all these stores are the same, by the same people. And I guess in so doing, they're able to, like, cover a wider degree of niches and so forth. I don't know. This is Rising Lava. Okay, but it doesn't move fast enough to really give you trouble once you're up here. Okay, cool. We can really take our time and relax a bit. This is the first time I'm in Hokkaido, by the way, as of this trip. We'll talk about Hokkaido in particular when we get to it. But yeah, it's cool. I'm happy to have made my way out here, and I only have like 3 days here. 2 really, because the first day was all travel. Pretty much all just getting here. Mostly just getting here. I saw like a couple things on day 1. Hey, we lost a life for the first time. But in a while. But yeah. I'm feeling good. Been having a good time getting out there, seeing tons of stuff, having a lot of busy days, while also trying to, like, pace myself a little bit, right? Like, I'm not sure if it's been in the narrative yet, but there have been a couple days where, around midday, I like to return to home base for a bit, be like, okay, I've been running around for 4 hours, it's time to go to the hotel, and just, like, take a load off for, like, maybe 2-3 hours. And honestly, like, I've mentioned that I'm doing a big day trip tomorrow, right? Big day trip tomorrow where I'm just gonna be going... to an onsen and then coming my way back, hitting the Ainu Museum along the way. My plan, when I get back, is honestly not much. I think I've seen pretty much everything I want to in Sapporo. pretty much this one day. We'll talk about that. Again, I very aggressively did as much tourism as I could today so that I would have, you know, everything really important to talk about in Sapporo while I'm in Sapporo. I thought it would be awkward if, like, if I was here and going like, oh, I haven't been to Otaru yet. That's tomorrow. Or, oh, I haven't been to X, Y, or Z. No, I've pretty much been all the important places now. Except for Mount Moyoa. Mount Moyoa was closed. High winds. The ropeway. They weren't running it. Nice. You don't see that many P-Balloon levels. It's fun to play one now and again. I really appreciate... Oh, good. For a second there, I was wondering where the key was, but checkpoint, obviously. This has to be completable. There's no way to get soft lock here. Boss fight, let's go. I'll say, by the way, we have reached the point in the itinerary where, the next thing is great big all-day day trip. That's right. Tokyo DisneySea. That's the next thing. And, I've been kind of just going at the pace of, like, one area between each level, but Tokyo DisneySea is huge. We can't cover that in one burst. We'll sort of go slowly through that. I think would be the best way. Thank you for the level, Zuki. I don't see anyone else here yet, so we're gonna do another level of yours, if you don't mind. And I'll say, anyone, please, absolutely would love to have more levels to play from more people. Next week, we'll maybe do it at a different time. But, hey, the next topic is DisneySea. If you don't know what DisneySea is, it's sort of the opposite of Disneyland. It's a oceanic-themed Disney park in Tokyo, next to Tokyo Disneyland, and it's world-class. It has incredible theming, beautiful. It's large as hell. The only thing it's really lacking is that it doesn't have that many attractions for thrill seekers like myself, but I still had a good time. I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like here. There was a big globe at the front, some sort of like Italian-looking facades here in the basic entry area, and then it opens up on a big mountain. And basically, I just spent the first hour just wandering around looking at stuff, because A, I couldn't find the first attraction that I wanted to see, and B, the place is huge, and I kept wandering into new areas and seeing cool things and incredible theming. Thank you, Bez Wizard. We'll do you know what? We'll do you next. That's right. Azuki, do you want to get another code in? Does that sound good? I would love to play more from you, Azuki. Tell you what, we'll just keep Azuki in there. Not how this usually goes, but let me just pull up Bez Wizard. Oh, Fuji Q Park? Azuki, let me tell you, that's on the agenda. I'm going to Fuji Q near the end of my trip. So not next week, but the week after, Fuji Q Highland. I got multiple days there, mostly so I can see other things other than Fuji Q, other than the theme park. I want to also see the nature. Yes, please, get me another one to play. Let me hit, we'll just leave that there for now. The one, okay, Best Wizard. Wonderful. So I'm just looking around, seeing all sorts of fun stuff. I'll say, by the way, like, and just like seeing it and go like, holy shit, this area, holy shit, this area. Like, look at this, what the fuck? Little Mermaid area. Beautiful. Beautiful coral. Eventually, I get to the, like, science, Jules Verne crater area, which is very pretty and has, like, a cool submarine and stuff and a good view of the mountain. And I go to Journey to the Center of the Earth, which, has a cool elevator. And, yeah. Journey to the Center of the Earth is sort of like a... First off, I wait like 90 minutes in line. I get in line, and I'm kind of low-key regretting it. I look later and find out, like, oh, I could have bought a Fast Pass for $10 and, like, skipped 90% of the line. Not even. It was maybe, like, less because of how weak the yen is right now. And I low-key really regretted that, but it was fine. I still had time to do everything I wanted in Tokyo DisneySea, for what it's worth. But, yeah. I'll also say, by the way, DisneySea has a new area. I had to get a reservation to go there, and I got that reservation for, like, in the evening, so that was, like, the last thing that I did before leaving the park. So we'll get to that at the very end, the Disney Springs area. Okay, I can find your code, Azuki. You could just submit the code that you had before. That's fine. Or I'll keep it submitted. I got you. Also, by the way, this is lightning round, so there's a gimmick where whenever I lose too many lives, I have to start over, or not start over. I have to go to the next level. So it just hasn't come up because I've been really good at the video game for the last hour or so. I don't think it's been evoked at all. We've gotten through these levels so cleanly. Whoa, look at that. Good little hop. We've been playing the game so good, it hasn't come up. Did you just hear a phone? There's a phone behind the laptop. It... Let's not worry about that. Let's not worry about that right now. We need to kill some boom booms before we can win this level. So, what happened there? Crap. We were doing so well, too. Where the fuck these boom booms at? Oh, they're through here, aren't they? Yeah, here they are. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Love that. Okay, now we just have to beat the level again. But without any power-ups because we already used them. Okay. Well, if we... Fuck. Now we know what to do, so we'll do better next time. Okay. No worries. So yeah, Journey to the Center of the Earth, really long wait. I was kind of surprised by it. It's sort of like a dark ride, where you're going into some, you're going into way below the ground, seeing a bunch of, like, weird, like, stuff. You know, like, weird volcanic stuff, and weird beasties that are, you know, not real. And the thing that's interesting about it at least to me, as like a theme park nerd, is not really a roller coaster. In fact, I'm pretty sure the ride system that it uses... I say I'm pretty sure, I maybe could have looked it up. I think that the ride system it uses is the same one as Test Track at Disney World. Except it's a lot more better than that. It feels good, it's comfortable in the cars, and they use the ability to script it and stuff to good ends. They have some surprising moments and some fun bits, and the bit at the end where it sort of bursts up above the into like the top of the mountain, through the volcano vent. That's pretty cool. I'd say that's probably like a good A-tier attraction. Wasn't like super duper impressed by it, but for this park, it's one of its best things. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Talk about the next one real fast here. Don't mind. Oh, also it had an elevator in the queue that's similar to Hagrid's, but not as good. Or not Hagrid's, Gringotts. It didn't have like the floor thing that made the illusion in the Gringotts elevator really work, but it was fine. Whatever. No problems there. After there, went to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which was pretty cool. I think this one gets points for originality. You get into a submarine, and then you sort of like are driven through a place that's made up to look like it's underwater, even though I don't think technically it actually is. And you see like fishes and stuff, and weird beasties like, you know, like a kraken and shit like that. And it's pretty cool. Again, points for originality, and the fact that it uses the gimmick of the park well, I think is great. Also, by the way, it's worth noting that all these areas have like, a lot of these areas have like a big river running through them, or like a big body of water below them, such that, you know, as you're going around like the science volcano area, it's like just a big like, no, you saw this image just now. It's like this big walkway, like Donkey Kong Country walkway, or like a video game almost, with just a big lake below. I guess like a boardwalk, I guess, would be another comparison. Boardwalk is also in Donkey Kong Country, for what it's worth. And it's just so cool and dope and really cool. What? Nice. I'm gonna hit complete, and let's get up the next level. Here you go. Next level, I'm gonna get the next one from Azuki, and we're just gonna use the same code as before. I'll say, Azuki, you can see your code if you look right now. Look in a minute, you will be able to see your maker code, as we'll see it from here. If you want to just submit normally next time. Bez Wizard, I'm going to... No, let me hit 1 on Bez Wizard. Just so that we do this properly. Bez Wizard, feel free to resubmit. Poll 9. Perhaps we should forgo resubmitting while there's, or forcing people to resubmit while there's just 2. I don't know. Maybe that'd be a good way to keep the variety. Make sure we keep on getting more levels in queue. Here, look. You can see your maker code right here. Take a screenshot. Do something of that. You can see it, right? Yes, I'm not covering it up. There was like a Persian area, like a Arabic, Arabic ZZ level. You got it. There was like an Arabic part, and they had this fun Sinbad ride there, which was surprisingly neat. Let me show some pictures from that. It had It was sort of like a small world style thing. You got on a boat, you rid around, and saw some animatronics being cool or cute and singing to you. And honestly, I think it was kind of like the best example of that sort of Disney-ass ride I've ever seen, to the point where I'm happy saying it was one of the best things at the park. You said the ZZZ level. Ah, the newest one. Gotcha. I'm happy saying that Sinbad attraction, one of the best things at DisneySea. I don't even like that sort of attraction that much typically, but I enjoyed the singing, and it was a long one that went through a lot of different scenes that were all pretty bizarre and interesting. I don't know the folklore origin of that for what it's worth, but yeah, neat. Oh, Snowball, Snowball, that's the ticket. Ah. I need to learn. It's Snowball time. The slippery physics there got me. This is cool. I like what you've done with the Snowball Super Mario Brothers 2 Mario stuff. I really need to make a level where you play Super Mario Brothers 2 Mario in a snow, where you can do this, where snowballs come into play, because it's a cool thing to be able to play with. For sure, for sure. You can even do it where, like, only some platforms do it, like, okay, yeah, no, this one obviously you can't pull a snowball from, only the basic plats, which, you know, are most of them, but that's, still a consideration. Arrow pointed me where I need to stand. Talk about another ride there, I suppose. So went out to like the jungle area. Cool pyramid there. That was for Indiana Jones, which same ride system as Journey to the Center of the Earth. Sort of a tested. God damn it. We're fine, we're fine. Sort of a test track situation, except with a lot more, you know, more compelling obstacles, more compelling, like, scripting. A fun thing. You know, Indiana Jones is like, hey, I'm doing a thing. Run, and, you know, you sort of, like, are shuffled around. Sort of like, what if the Mummy wasn't a roller coaster, but was still pretty okay? That would be my shorthand description of the Indiana Jones ride at DisneySea, which I'll say as a thrill guy, I would have enjoyed it if it was. I would have enjoyed it more if it was a bit more thrilling, but it was fun. It had good special effects and good moments. There's really nothing I can reprise it for. Also in that area, there was a, the one adult roller coaster in the area, which was pretty cool. It was like a minecart thing. It was very compact, sort of like a Wild Mouse situation. Very compact little roller coaster, but it had a loop in it. And, even some cool stuff where you went through like a fog bank. A cool ride, to be sure. In any other park, it'd be like a B-tier attraction, but since it's like the only roller coaster that DisneySea has, I do think it's like a solid A if I had to rank it. If I had to, like, you know, put them on a tier list or whatever. Maybe... Can I put it down? And, like, push it? There we go. I don't know what I did, but that did the trick. Very nice. Ugh. Hmm? Do I need to take this up or something? Can I do that? Yes, I can. Okay, that's the ticket. Is that what we were supposed to do there? Kind of a tricky thing, but managed it well enough. Oh, maybe I was supposed to do something similar in the second half there. Also, we got checkpoints, so that refreshes our doodads. Let's make sure to keep up on that. Thank you for the GG. I think it's a little premature, though. We still got another segment, looks like. I'm gonna guess pick it up. Good, that was correct. There we go. There's the end. There's the GG. Bezwizard, if you have another one, now would be a great time for that. Do more of Azuki's. That's fine as well, though. Ooh! If you have a suggestion, Azuki, lay it on me in chat. That'd be nice. I went on this thing called Aquatrome that was sort of like... It kind of looks like it's like gonna be like hover jets, hover... What's it called? Hovercraft type deal, but it's all on tracks. There's like tracks under the thing. They move in a preset way. It's not like bumper cars or nothing. It's kind of a fun thing, whatever. It makes use of the water. It's fine for the park. And any other park, I feel like it wouldn't work, but the fact is that since it's a water-themed attraction and a water-themed park, it kind of low-key works. And I didn't mind going on it while I waited to go to the Disney Springs area. Also, while I waited, I went to the Tower of Terror, which I'll say this park has a couple of rides I didn't go on that are at other Disney parks, like 6-3. You got it. Like I didn't go on Soarin' because I went on Soarin' last year and I didn't really love it, and I didn't go on Toy Story, which I think is really great, but I just went on it last year. I had time before getting into the Disney Springs, so I said, okay, let me spend 90 minutes in the line on the Tower of Terror. Which, I'll say it had a whole different plot from the main Tower of Terror. It's not called the Hollywood Tower there, it's called the High Tower Hotel there. I guess, you know, maybe that's not too on the nose as far as Japan is concerned, you know. If you were, I'd say, like, that's a little on the nose. High tower to high tower, but, you know, they don't speak the language. You know, they don't know it that well to have it be, like, on the nose. It just sounds good. And it does have a ring to it. And it also made me think of Game of Thrones / House of the Dragon. There was a whole thing about, like, this dude stealing artifacts and causing the curse. It was fun going on that ride, going on Tower of Terror. I'll say it doesn't have, like, some of the same effects that Tower of Terror in like Hollywood or in the other two locations. Tower of Terror usually, like, usually the cars, like, go out into a little hallway. It didn't have any of that, but it was still really fun and had a bunch of points. God damn it. Had a bunch of points where it showed you, like, the whole park, which was just really nice to see, and gave me a little bit of excitement every time. A little bit of excitement that's been lacking. That was lacking in, like, all the other attractions in Tokyo DisneySea, I'll be honest. Right, where when I'm on a roller coaster, I'm just laughing, you know? A lot of people probably screaming, right? Going like, ah! I'm just going like, ha, 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 ha. You know, just like full on, just having a great time. And that Tower of Terror was the only time at DisneySea that gave me that feeling, and to the point where I had low-key almost forgotten that was something that would happen. And really glad I went on Tower of Terror to really put something into that day that otherwise had been lacking. And yeah, I think after Tower of Terror, I'll say, by the way, look at this. Look at this. Hey, White Tiger, good to see you. I saw the Toy Story area, just passing it, and made my way over to Disney Springs, passing through the Little Mermaid area, which, by the way, looks amazing at night. A lot of these areas, it turns out, look amazing at night, even if it's a little bit rainy. We'll play this level, and then we'll talk about Disney Springs. Disney Springs, for context, is like a brand new area, just opened relatively recently, and to get in, you need like a reservation. And in fact, you need a reservation to just ride the rides. There's 3 of them, and I had a reservation for 1, so I was only able to ride that 1 ride. I wasn't able to ride the Frozen or the Tangled rides, unfortunately. But whatever. I was tired by that point, so I didn't really mind. I'll show those pictures. So, it's all dark at this point. It's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I'm getting there and just wandering around seeing like, okay, there's the Tangled Tower. There's, the hotel that looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Ghoul Haven from, Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Maybe that's the vibe they're going for. It looks haunted. There was the skull thing from Peter Pan. Skull Island, I guess. And yeah, I went on the ride. I'll finish going through these photos of the area before we talk about the ride. Cool Peter Pan stuff. Cool Frozen castle. And there's another Frozen castle. I guess that's the castle, and that's like the fancy house. So yeah, the ride. So I feel like I barely talked about any rides. What the hell? No, I've talked about a good amount, I guess. Jeez, it's just that when you add them up, there are not that many of them. So the gimmick, it's sort of like I would describe the Peter Pan ride. I went on the Peter Pan ride, by the way. As sort of being like the same ride system as Spider-Man at Universal Studios Japan, Universal Studios Orlando. It's not Japan anymore. That ride, last I heard. Crap. It's sort of like. Also, we got a refresher. That refreshes, and then we lost one. Okay, go. It's sort of like that, where it's a tracked ride where the car is sort of moving around and tilting around, sort of to give you like a motion simulator type thing. And it sort of has these big screens to make it feel like you're flying. Sort of similar to like Harry Potter, and the Forbidden Journey at Universal Studios. And I'll tell you, I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was I thought it was probably the best Spider-Man type ride since Spider-Man itself. It was a cool progression of things that you saw, and they really did a lot of the flying. A lot of the times, it just went into full simulator mode and just had you going like, wee woo! And 3D goggles, by the way, so it was all 3D. And the effect was the effect of goddammit. The flying effect was very convincing. Who's calling? Am I being too loud? 1 second, let me throw to a break. Okay, yeah, probably being a little too loud. I'll try to talk softer. That's not something I thought about as far as, this sort of stream goes. Okay, you know what? Next time we'll do it. Next week we'll do it, Saturday morning. Saturday morning will be, will probably be less of a problem as far as volume is concerned versus midnight. Out of power due to a hurricane. Gotcha. I appreciate it, White Tiger. Hope you enjoy. By the way, if you have a level, would really love it. Right now, we're currently playing some levels from Azuki, but the more the merrier. Am I good? Do I sound... Can you still hear me very good over the game? If I am talking a little less loudly? Let me know. What is the deal here? I don't get it. Anyway, Anyway. That Peter Pan ride, really good. Really quite enjoyed it. Wish I could have seen the rest, but managed to have a good day at DisneySea. I'll say, beautiful park, love to be there. Very pleasant. Real shame that real nice park. Love to see all the stuff that was there. Wish there could have been more attractions. There we go. That's how we do it. We just had to use a mushroom to get through. Wish there could have been more attractions that spoke to me. More thrilling attractions, but I got my day. And, you know, shuffled back off to, the hotel after that. And, sort of collapsed into a heap, you know. Which, felt nice to do. Okay. We got one last day of Tokyo to talk through, and then 2-ish days at Sapporo, and then we'll be done, and we'll end it after that. Looks like we won't have a problem as far as like clearing the levels that are in the queue, so let's just make our way through nice and good. Yeah, let me refresh. And we'll do another level by Azuki here. We'll do 6-2, how about that? Also, we're back to just Tokyo stuff now. So last day of Tokyo, decided not to do a ton like extra. I guess I went to oh right, no, I'm just remembering I need to do a thing. Here we go. Here's the next thing. There was some technical stuff I had to do to make the slideshow work. I went to the zoo on the last day I had in Tokyo. Wanted to go to Ueno Zoo, see the pandas, and I saw a bunch of animals there. I saw rhinos. I saw this weird wildcat. I saw some weird rats, and I waited like an hour to see the pandas, and this is what I saw. That's the pandas right there. It's one panda, and it was sleeping and behind a tree. And I waited in line for like an hour to see that. And I saw that there was another line for a different set of pandas, and I just couldn't. I just focused on the animals that I could see, like this red panda, like this funny monkey, like this these moles. Hey, realistic Mario, how you doing? Um, regular squirrel. This funny deer. This funny like I don't know ruminid guy. He was being harassed by these crows. A bunch of crows were coming at him. It was kind of funny how dickish they were. He was running around to get away from them. This bear was taking a dip. I saw a very beautiful bird, and then some very beautiful lions or tigers. What the fuck? I'm good at animals. I know what animals are. It was a lovely day at the park. It was kind of hot, and my feet were killing me by the end, but, you know, I enjoy seeing animals, and yet I just rarely ever go to the park, go to the zoo, you know? Maybe I should. Maybe I should on occasions. You came here to see how realistic the chat is? Excellent. If you have a level, now's a great time. I'm trying to keep it low because it's nighttime and I'm in a hotel. I did not consider that soundproofing, that like, I did not consider that like soundproofing relative levels of could be a concern. Next time we'll do this in the morning. You don't have Mario Maker? Okay, cool. That's fine. Hey, you can always watch, hang out, and hear about Japan. So that was the zoo. Fun use of a morning. Lots of animals. Good to see them. I think we just got really lucky there. That was the one key we needed, and we got it first try. Maybe they all have keys in them. That's also a possibility. But who can say? I think we just got really lucky there. Try the level for yourself out and tell me, I guess. There's the code, by the way. Let us make your level. Yes, that's the idea, is that the viewers provide them. I'll say it's been a really slow night here in Japan as far as the viewer levels go. I guess it turns out that most of my viewers are in America time zone, maybe? Question mark? Some of them are definitely European, but they're all pretty much attuned to being awake at 6 p.m. Friday Central Time and not 8 a.m. Central Time Saturday. Just makes sense, I guess. Very good. We'll pull up the next one of these. Ooh. Tired. After, I went to Ueno Market Streets, which was sort of like a huge shopping street. I think it's called Shopping Street. Huge shopping street where like it sort of sprawled in all directions and had a nice amount of things. I was pretty tired at this point, so I didn't spend that much time there. Also, I wanted to shuffle off to a egg place for what did I say? Ueno, that's correct. It is un Ueno. Did I say something else? My bad. Yes, it is in Ueno. I'm tired, I guess. It's a cool place. I spent a little time there. I went into one store and saw a bunch of DSs and GBAs and said, that's cool. I want to go to the egg restaurant, which I showed up top. I covered all the food stuff right at the top of the stream, if you're wondering why there's no food mentioned. I thought it was cool that part of it ran under the highway, ran under the subway line. That's a cool thing, but, you know, I was off to my next stop, which was the East Gardens. Talk about that after playing a level. It was a cool place, but I was just so much like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then I want to go back to the hotel, and I want to just collapse into a heap. My thoughts at that point were just collapse into a heap, collapse into a heap. I want to collapse into a heap. And, you know, I think that's a valid way to do tourism at a certain point, right? Like, yeah, no, I see. It's a cool street. There's lots of cool stores. I looked at some of them. I could have eaten there, but I decided to eat in the place I'd heard about on social media that was some YouTube video a while back. Like a dedicated egg store that was like probably a 30-minute subway ride out of the way. Well, I'm lucky that fire didn't get me. After, I went to the gardens, which were really nice. It's just like a beautiful palatial estate, or part of it. It turns out, even part of it is massive, so I guess it's a fine thing that, like, most of it wasn't open to the public, or otherwise you needed, like, a specific tour to do. But it was fine, it was beautiful, it was scenic. I really enjoyed seeing, like, the castle walls, which basically, allow for, like, multiple levels of security, as, you know, invaders would have to go up one level and then another level, and, you know, around these massive, massive stone walls and massive ramps. It's cool. And there was even some models of castles that weren't there anymore, models of towns that weren't there anymore, and some, you know, stone remnants, and a guard tower that I wanted to. I hoped that I could see the actual palace from, but I couldn't. So that was that. Nice place. A good, like, half hour to hour. Scenic and good. I like scenic places. I like big city places. I like anime things. I like it all. I like theme parks. Yeah. 2 more lives here. It's good to get a good variety of things on this trip, right? On any trip. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Did I not say Ueno? I knew it was Ueno. It's the Ueno, and I went after the Ueno, after doing the Ueno Zoo, so... Yeah, we got a checkpoint that refreshes, and then we lost one. That, undoes that. We're getting around very good. Fuck. I gotta say fuck quietly because of the whole being in a hotel situation and it being really late. I don't really think of night as quiet time in my household, you know? Because it's just me in my apartment. And no one... If people from other apartments can't hear, it's never come up and no one's complained. But... whatever, man. I think I have had some stuff in previous apartments as far as, like, oh, you know, keep it down at night, but a lot of that was just, like, TV stuff, and before I was a streamer. Before I did streams. Whatever, what are you gonna do? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Next week, morning stream. That'll, next week, morning stream. The week after, a just returned home stream. We're about to be out of lives, and that will invoke the gimmick, the conceit of the stream. Unless we use a lot of skill and get through clean. I'll say, by the way, on some level, I do think best practices for travel in general, bring earplugs. That's what I do. And then you don't have to worry about anything sounding too loudly, mostly. But, I don't know. Maybe that's a silly thing to ask everyone to do, but it certainly helps me. I don't like any noise while I'm sleeping. I like perfect silence. I like everything to be quiet, including things that, you know, make regular noise, like air conditioning. And the earplugs that I have block all that crap out. Which is good. It's good that they do that. Very good. We got through just by the nick of our shit. Last thing I did in Tokyo here, I went to the Animates in Shinjuku and Shibuya, which, by the way, the one in Shinjuku moved. It's now on the top of a building rather than being a whole building into itself. Animates is like a manga store, which is pretty cool to look around. You know, I enjoyed looking at, like, oh, here's a illustration book of Haikyuu. That must be cool. Must be something that... They had some books out that even, like, an English tourist could enjoy, right? Like, oh, there's English in this one, and this one's an art book, so you can enjoy this one. And also I saw some, like, CDs for, like, various anime music, which... That's cool. I like anime music. I collect it, you know, on my phone and stuff. And it's nice to see, like, album art of it in real life. Like, huh, weird. 5-3? Oh, I can do 5-3, sure. Saw a bunch of that, then I went over to Shinjuku and basically did the same. Or, that wasn't Shinjuku. I went to Shibuya and did the same. There's not much to say about that particular Animate. It was just kind of cool seeing a bunch of manga and some random ads like that one, which was for... That one, which was for Blue Lock, and it sort of, like, popped out a little bit. Ugh. A morning stream will also have the problem of me not being too sleepy. That will also help. That'll be a good thing. Nice. Finish this off real fast. While I was in Shibuya, about to go to the best ramen place in Japan, or at least in Tokyo, you know, like one of the most renowned ramen places there are, Ichiran Ramen, which I mentioned up top. I happened to see a Fangamer sign on this one building, and I said, "Oh shit, I love Fangamer. Half the shirts I brought to Japan are Fangamers." And I went in there, and it turns out, like, yeah, no, they have shirts. They don't have that many shirts, but, like, I have that shirt. That's one of my favorite shirts from, like, 10 years back. That one's also one of my favorite shirts from, like, 10 years back. They got some bangers there. They also have some ones I've never seen before, like that one, which I thought about getting, but was worried about size stuff. Cool signature wall, and some neat plushy stuff. It was a cool place, and it was kind of a delight to see, like, Fangamer stuff in real life. Fangamer's really great, and, that was a big surprise. I had no idea that was there, and was delighted to go in and have a look. And, yeah, that about sums up, Shibuya and Shinjuku, and, in fact, the whole Tokyo leg of my trip. The next day was Sapporo, and we'll start talking about that after this level, maybe. How about? What can you say about Tokyo in general? Tokyo's great. Tokyo's wonderful. There's so much things you can see in Tokyo. Practically, you can spend a whole trip there and never run out of things that you want to see, whereas most any other city, except for maybe Kyoto, you will run out. And you'll run out like shockingly quickly. But I think I did hit up most things I really wanted to see. I'm pretty satisfied with my trip and everything I managed to see along the way. I have 2 more days in Tokyo at the end of the trip. There's a couple things that I know I'm going to see then. Like, I didn't go to Roppongi this time. I didn't go to the Shinjuku garden that they have. I sort of, once I went to Harajuku's garden, I said, like, okay, well, Shinjuku can't compete with that. It needs to be put off towards the end of the trip, and yeah. It's a wonderful city, and I really enjoyed all my time there. Now for the next thing. We'll just start talking about it, actually. Went on the Shinkansen. Took a 4-hour Shinkansen ride up to Hokkaido. And it turns out, getting to Hokkaido is half the battle. It's another 4 hours getting from Hokkaido, like the southern end of that, to Sapporo, the main city that I'm staying at. And I'll say it was beautiful along the way, but it was like 7 p.m. by the time I reached my hotel. Which, I'm sort of breezing over a whole 8 hours of sitting on trains, playing some Zelda, playing some UFO 50, trying to be productive, curating some images for this stream, trying to set up the images for this stream, get that all nice and sorted out ahead of time. Figure things out, you know what I mean? Thank you for the level Bez Wizard. Can't wait to see it. It was an excruciatingly long day, and I hope very soon they get some sort of, like, faster transportation. I had heard 4-hour Shinkansen to Hokkaido, and I got the idea that I could be in Sapporo in 4 hours, but it took, like, most of a day. My battery is running low. Crap. How low is it running? The stream seems to be taking more power than the laptop can put out. What can we do? What can we do? Hang on, let me see if I can. Okay. We're running dry here. Turns out the laptop is consuming more power than it's charging. So yeah, we need to really watch that. Let's do this level, and then I'll quickly talk through Sapporo. How about thank you. I'm gonna close the queue. Let's hit complete. And we'll do the next one by Bez Wizard. You know what would help if I turned the display brightness down, maybe? Maybe that would help. Let me turn the display brightness. Yeah, just turn it way down, and hopefully that will help. I've never seen a laptop exhaust its power supply just whilst plug in. That is... oof. Oof. I did notice this during the last stream. I did notice by the end of the stream the battery was super tapped, but yeah. Sorry. Tell you what, I'll do your level as well, Barrett. Jeez. So, got to Sapporo, checked in, and went out and got some, looked at the park, saw that it was filled with tents and stuff. They were, doing some sort of big event. Went out and got some sushi, which I'll say was sort of in a suburban area, like literally parking lots, big box stores. It felt very normal. It felt very much like you would see at home. Keeping an eye on the battery there. It's at 5%. We're plugged in, by the way. Hey, Lord Bowser. I need to figure out what's going on with this battery situation. Jesus. You reset your world? Oh, jeez. Tell you what, I'll let you two get it in, but we gotta be quick here. My battery is dying. And I'm plugged in, so it should be good, but it's not quite doing it. Need to figure this out. Maybe if I'm afraid that if I unplug anything, there'll be problem. If I unplug, that'll be the game monitor. Can't unplug this. Oh, jeez. Break. Throw to a break. That's good rule of thumb. Let's keep an eye on that, and let's see if it stabilizes. I unplugged some stuff. I turned down some brightnesses. I guess the laptop was powering my lag-free second screen, so turned down that brightness. Also unplugged the phone from the laptop, so, I basically, to do the stream deck, I connected the phone to the laptop, but that also meant the phone was taking the laptop's power, which, that ain't good. Let's see if it drops to 3%. I am keeping an eye on it, and, yeah. If it does, we will call an audible, and we will take this up next time. And I'll just, run through real quick the rest of this docket. In fact, right now, let me say, after that, went over to the Susukino, which is, the entertainment district of Sapporo. And it's sort of just an entertainment district. It has some cool stuff like a Ferris wheel, which I've never seen in an entertainment district before, but, it's just sort of bars and other cool things, and, ladies on buildings. It's you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's the best they have in this part of the world. Also, I'll say I went to the Don Quixote there, and, it was full of the same stuff. It was full of, horny stuff. More than usual for a Don Quixote. Don Quixotes usually have a little of that, but not this much. Also, Pokemon and Pikmin. They had both of those. Where's the Pikmin? Pikmin are missing. There was supposed to be an image of Pikmin here. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Cool place. Was happy. We gotta call an audible. It just went down to 3%. Let me run down the day that I had today. So today, I went to the park, enjoyed it during the daytime. Turns out there's a good amount that doesn't have tents on it, where you can, look at the flowers and get a good look at the TV tower. And, went up to the tower and had a lovely view of, you know, in every direction. Turns out there's like a strip of park that goes in basically every direction from that TV tower, which is pretty cool, though the biggest one is definitely this one, which, by God, I just love the look at it, and I took multiple pictures of it, even though they're basically all the same, and there's not much you can do to make them different, but whatever. Looks really great. There's that Ferris wheel again. There's some mountains. Ooh. Ooh. Let's see. Fountain. Cool fountain. Went up by a tram to try to go to Mount Moiwa, but it turns out that it was closed due to winds, so couldn't do that. So instead went over to Shiroi Koibito Park, which is just a sort of kitschy little park area that has some stuff there. Like some fake little buildings, some flowers, and some random crap. It's cool, but like after going to Disney World, DisneySea, doesn't really compare. It's kind of cheap by comparison. But it was fun for like a couple minutes there. Look around, go, that's some stuff. And it even had like a small scale town that you could run around in. It's good for kids, I bet. It's good for kids. Then I went up to Otaru, which had this very lovely canal, which is just beautiful. I've heard it inspired the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood canal area that Scar fought the guy with the peg leg on, and yeah, sure enough, it looks like that. It's not very long though. I got to the end pretty quickly, at which point it's just there's the breaks, there's the end. Moving on from that, walked around a bit, got to a nice shoppy area with some cool restaurants, and also in the store where I got the ice cream, and also looked at a bunch of glass. There was a bunch of like glasswork stuff that was pretty cool to look at. Fancy glasses, and also some weird stuff like antique type glass and paper holder glass. And check this out. Glass pen. I was stunned by this. Like, what? How? It works. I tried it out. There was a tryout one. Huh. After that, went back. Apparently this sign says that in 2030 there'll be a 5-hour Shinkansen to Sapporo. They need that. I hope they get it fast. I saw the ocean on the way back from Otaru. Otaru is like a port town, by the way. It's like an hour from Sapporo proper. Maybe 40 minutes. It was nice seeing the ocean. I don't see the ocean that often. Went to the beer museum. It was quite fascinating, even though I don't like beer. I don't drink beer. And, looked around at all the signs, took pictures of all the history bits, and saw the buildings, and the models, and the art, and, they had, like bottles of beer and crap, and, yeah. And there was a map, which, by the way, is like 3D and stuff with the mountains, that was like a map of how Sapporo City has grown over the last 200 years, and that's fascinating. Jeez. Good visit, even though I'm not like a drinker. And after that, I looked at the tower one last time and looked at the cool building that tells the temperature one last time. And that is the whole everything I've been doing for the last week. I have 3% battery life left. Sorry to say, for once, I think we have to end the stream with levels in queue. But I'll play them next time. We will have them be first up in the rotation next time, which I think I want to do at a more regular time rather than really late like tonight. But we'll see what happens. I got 3% available. You know what? Let's see if we can beat these. Let's see if we can do these in before it drops to 2. I'm watching it like a hawk. it drops to 2, we will end, and that'll be that. But seems to be on 3 for a while now. Maybe we can do it. Dungeon of Flight, let's go. And we'll do this sudden death style, just because, okay? We'll do this sudden death style, because we got no time. I need to figure out this crap. Okay, fast-paced Zelda level, that's good. Easy to figure out. We got this. I think we got this. I don't know where to go. Oh, I know where to go. Okay. Still 3%. Still 3%. Hopefully, we have enough charge to get through this and 2 others. This is the last dash. We'll see what happens. I'll say, next week, I'm going to Osaka / Kyoto. The flight is, not tomorrow, it's the day after tomorrow. And I'm gonna be there for a week. Once I'm there. Good, hey, there's 1 level. Kid it. Complete. Give me the next one. I'm gonna be there for a week, and it's gonna be a whole thing. I am very excited. I have lots of plans. Universal Studios Japan and the Nintendo Museum are like chief among them. Look forward to all that next week. And yeah, let's do it in the morning next time, and probably also try conserving as much power as possible, because oof, this is a concern. This is not good. I wanted to change it so that it was using the same encoding as the stream, but then I saw if I did that, I couldn't pause the recording. I like to pause the recording. That saves me time editing. Maybe I have to just give that up. Just do it in 1. We'll see what happens next week. Keep the battery life up. I need to see it. Still on 3. I got 1 last day in Sapporo. Overall Sapporo thoughts, I think it's nice. I think it's good. The places I've gone have been quite nice. I would struggle to fill a second day. And you know, my plans for the second day... Hey, there's another one. My plans for a second day are go out of town and go in a hot spring, so, you know, take that as you will. Take that as you will. I'm glad I came out here. I'm glad I saw it. And I'm happy to be here, but is it the most essential place to be? My battery is running low. It must have hit 2%. No, it's still on 3. It's still on 3. Last one is Barrett. Let's go ahead and do this. G8Q. Tomorrow, I just want to go to that onsen, go to the Ainu Center. Ainu, by the way, are the native people of Hokkaido. It's a whole thing. And maybe do some laundry. That's my other plan for tomorrow. And get ready for the plane, which will be a whole thing. I never tried those other candies. I had a whole bunch of candies that I was thinking about trying, and I only tried the first one. Well, there was kind of a lot to talk about. Oh boy. We gotta get 5 coins. 3%. Still on 3%. Ooh, hey. Okay. We're still on 3%. We still have time. Just barely to wrap up. Ooh. Didn't think that guy would push it into me. Couldn't do it. We're still on 3%, but I'm sure that's gonna drop sooner or later. I gotta end the stream so that the local recording is preserved and is all nice and good, and we're not just ending all of a sudden out of nowhere. Whew. Folks, this has been a 3-hour stream. Yeah, that was a long one. Well, not really, compared to normal style, but long for what I was expecting. I was hoping for maybe 1 to 2, but turns out I kind of had a lot to talk about. Yeah, folks, that's gonna do it. This schedule is a little bit out of date, I think, at this point. I think we've realized some things. I'll say right now, the October 5th one, I'm gonna do in the morning rather than at the night, so that we don't have to worry about noise levels, and also so that we'll be at a more normal time for my usual viewership. Maybe more people can turn up. I think that'd be nice. That'll be from Osaka, and I'll talk about a lot of Kyoto stuff as well as how that onsen day that I have tomorrow goes. And then the last part will be from Hakone, except I'm thinking let's do it when I actually get home, and do it from Texas, but covering Mount Fuji, Fuji-Q Highlands, the last days in Tokyo, and Hakone itself. What can you do? Technology is hard. The battery stuff. I've never seen a laptop run out of power whilst it's plugged in. What can you do? I'm not going to do a raid or nothing for the Twitch side. I'm just going to end it. Because we're at 3%. We're still at 3%, but I gotta stop. Okay, folks. Bye. See ya. I'll be back on next Saturday, but in the morning, Japan time, so Friday night, America time, so pretty close to normal. And then after that, maybe Sunday after I land, so maybe like 6 p.m. on Sunday? That's what I'm thinking. If I'm awake and cognizant. Otherwise, we might do it on Monday instead. I don't know. We'll put a pin in it. We'll see what happens. Bye, folks.